Hello everyone. Welcome to this space. It's always so nice to have you guys here. This is Simone from the Euphoric Garden. And I have a couple of announcements to make. And the first one is I have a website for my art projects that I have been working on for the past year. It is all astrological and it is all earth-based. So I am in the process of creating a sun sign chart for everyone using botanical designs as well as a moon sign chart. And eventually I will get to the rising signs as well. The link will be in the description box below for those of you who are interested in buying a t-shirt, a canvas bag, and stickers. There will be so much more coming your way. I have so many other projects in mind for the years to come, and I would love for you guys to come along this journey. And if you want to support me and my business as an artist for Euphoric Garden, the link will be in the description box below if you're interested in any of those products to support this channel and my business. The second announcement is I am going to begin giving personal readings in the month of May. These readings will be at a price of $15 for one question. For 5 questions, I will price it around $75. That also includes a couple of oracle messages, clarifying cards, and any advice that you may need regarding the questions that you have. Again, the link will be in the description box below for you guys to book a personal reading with me, and it's going to be on euphoricgarden.com with all of my other art projects there, and collectibles and clothing and apparel and all of the astrological goodness that you guys will find there in the near future. And I'm actually really excited about this. It's been a long time coming and it's a slow process, but with your support I feel that we can create a very beautiful community here. Much love and light to all of you, and let's go ahead and jump into your general messages. Hey Scorpio, welcome to my channel, welcome to my space. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be your monthly messages for the month of May. This is going to be for Scorpio sun and rising signs. And for those of you who may have a Taurus or Gemini in your chart, especially if it's maybe in your sun and rising, but you're reading for a Scorpio placement, happy birthday to you. For those of you who may be Gemini or Taurus rising, sun signs, sorry, or rising signs, depends. So Scorpio, go ahead and jump into your reading. We're going to get into the oracle messages first, as we always do, and then get into the tarot. We do have a Pluto retrograde, we have a Mercury retrograde, we have a Scorpio eclipse in your sign, lunar eclipse in your sign. I believe that's it so far. So there's a lot of transits, a lot of 2 retrogrades. We have a lot of energy at work here pushing us into this astrological new year that just was kicked off in Aries season. Okay, so Scorpio sun and rising signs, bear in mind that those transits, the full moon and these retrogrades, may come out in your reading in some way, shape, or form. They may not necessarily come out in the cards directly, but these energies do pertain to that in the month of May. All right, Scorpio sun and rising signs. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I do have, for those of you who work with deities, okay, if you do deity work, I am working with a goddess at this time in these particular readings, and she is speaking through me, just giving me a little bit more support in getting these messages out to you, Scorpio sun and rising signs. And this is for everyone that I read for the month of May. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it, Scorpio. And for those of you who are interested in the goddess that I'm working with, it is Hathor. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar with Hathor, definitely look her up. But she is here with me, speaking through me at this time for everyone's reading for the month of May. Let's jump into it. Scorpio, sun and rising signs for May 2023. Universe, source, angels, gods, goddesses, guardians and protectors. Guardians and protectors, ancestors, earth spirits, and earth guides, please come before us to speak to the sign of Scorpio. All those born with a sun and or rising in Scorpio, what are their messages of advice and guidance, as well as their encouragement for the month of May 2023 for the sign of Scorpio, sun and rising sign. What messages do you have for them for the month of May 2023 for Scorpio? Sun and rising signs. All right, let's see. Okay, Scorpio, we have be bold and make the first move, cardinal moon. Okay. The bottom of the deck, we have emotions are running high, super moon. So what I'm getting, Scorpio, is be very aware of your emotions at this time. I feel like we all should, but for you specifically, sun and rising signs in Scorpio, be very aware of your emotions. This can be with anything, really. It can be with a relationship, romance, family, friendship, work relationship. This can be in regards to your career or work in general. This can be in regards to making the first step or the first move in moving away from a toxic environment, maybe moving away from your family, moving out of state, moving out of the country, moving out of the city, relocating for work, going on a vacation, reaching out to someone romantically and saying that I want to be with you, I want to date you. This can also be with a court case for some of you. Maybe you need to be the one to make the first move regarding a court case. It just really depends. Maybe you need to be the one to make the first move to reconcile with someone or to cut someone off. Once again, we'll get into the rest of the cards later to dig a little bit deeper. But so far with these cards that have come out, you may have a lot of emotions, or maybe there is a certain emotion that's like up here, okay? It's kind of reached its peak within you. I don't want to say that this emotion is making you afraid. If the emotion is fear that you're feeling and it's really got you anxious to the point where you don't want to say anything, you should say something. For others of you, if this is a situation where you need to be the first person to not say anything or to block somebody, again, it depends on the situation you're dealing with. You may need to be the first person to be like, I'm done. I'm cutting this off. I'm going no contact with this person completely. You may need to be the first person to just be like, I'm done. I'm over it, to let someone know, like, I think we need to call it quits. Because you may be the type of person, Scorpio, for some of you or one of you, where your emotions are running so high to where you start fighting with somebody and you try to get them to understand your point of view and understand how they've affected you in a negative way. But instead, you may need to be the first person to just be, instead of arguing, you may need to be the person to just be like, all right, I'm done talking. I'm done dealing with this situation. I'm done fighting. Right? So again, this can be in regards to anything. Don't take this as me saying, oh, you need to say something or you need to cut somebody off. It really just depends on the situation at hand. It really does. So speaking of the situation at hand, let's go ahead and keep moving forward with the cards, Scorpio. But what I will say is that this is a time to stand in your power and to be confident in what you are planning on doing. I'm also getting intuitively, do not let your emotions run the show here. Because to be bold and to make a certain move, you have to be confident in what you're doing. I don't really get the sense of like follow your heart type of thing. That's not necessarily what I'm getting with these cards. I'm just getting like your emotions can be up here, and maybe your emotions are kind of like in sync with what your brain or your spirit wants to do, but that doesn't mean that you should follow your emotions. You should follow your gut. You should follow your soul before you follow your emotions, even if your emotions are in alignment with what your soul wants to do. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense, y'all. Maybe there are those of you need to reach out to somebody that maybe you kind of made a mess of a situation, and maybe you actually need to make amends with someone. But let's see. Let's go ahead and see. Again, these messages are not going to be for all of you. All right, for those of you who do resonate with this, great. Take it as you will. Do not take it as, gospel truth or as therapy. This is not a personal reading. This is general, so it depends on what you resonate with. So let's pull a couple more oracle messages, then we're going to jump into the tarot, you guys, to dig a little bit deeper for the sign of Scorpio, sun and rising signs. Universe, source, guardians and protectors, angels, gods, goddesses, earth spirits, earth guides. What more can you tell us? What more can you tell the sign, all those born under the sign of Scorpio and their sun and rising signs for the month of May 2023? What more do you have to say to Scorpio regarding this situation in May 2023? Time. They want me to shuffle one more time. Scorpio, sun and rising signs for May 2023. You may be dealing with a Sagittarius, y'all, where you end up making, or maybe they have Sagittarius in the chart. It does not have to be their sun sign, could be their rising sign. Some of you guys may have Sagittarius in your sun or rising sign. But it says success after a setback, eclipse in Sagittarius, growth, card number 33. So some of you guys are dealing with someone who may be a life path number 33. That's very powerful. Maybe you're a life path number 33. 33 may be your lucky number, or their lucky number, or a number that you've been seeing quite a bit. Could also be a life path number 6. So let me see the bottom of the deck. Okay, it says a sensitive introspective phase, moon in Cancer, belonging. So there's that emotion again. Because it's interesting, you have be bold, make the first move. That's the cardinal moon. Then you get a cardinal sign or a mutable sign, which is Sagittarius. They are not mutable at all within their personality or their spirit whatsoever. But it's like be bold, make the first move. Then you get this Sagittarius energy, which is a very bold energy, right? Very bold fire sign. Leo is definitely very bold, but Sagittarius is Jupiter, right? It's just big. You can't fit them into a box ever. They don't thrive that way. They break the rules. They create their own rules. It says success after a setback. So there's something that you are someone that you are emotionally involved with here, Scorpio, friend or family member or romantic partner or potential romantic partner. If you're not with them yet in the month of May, there may have been some, like it says, success after a setback. So what I'm seeing is that you may be in a situation with someone where it feels more like a setback. It feels, but again, that's the Pluto retrograde, that Scorpio eclipse. It's that energy of feeling like, wow, like nothing is going my way whatsoever. Nothing is working. Everything that I've worked towards within this situation specifically seems like it's taking 10 steps more backwards. It's not. So don't let your emotions fool you, Scorpio. With this eclipse season, with this full moon in Scorpio, with these retrogrades, do not be fooled by your emotions, because that is what will get you into trouble. This is what will cause you to blow up and end up your emotions ending up getting you into some deep trouble. Okay. But it says a sensitive, introspective phase, moon in Cancer, belonging. So you really want to belong. There is someone here that you want to belong to, or they want to belong to you. Maybe there's a friend or a friendship circle, Scorpio, sun and rising signs, where you just want everything to be okay. You're tired of the fighting, you're tired of the back and forth, you're tired of the same old patterns, you know. However, the universe is showing me that it may feel like a setback, but it's not. It really is not a setback. And even if it is, it's going to get better, because there's something that you need to learn, and it has something to do with your confidence. It has something to do with your emotional confidence. It has something to do with who you are as an individual when it comes to how you express your emotions confidently. What are you holding back when it comes to how you truly feel about someone or something? Are you really telling that person how you truly feel? Or are you holding back? Because if you are, you're holding the situation back. The more you don't speak on this confidently, not emotionally, confidently, the further it can move forward, the more steps forward it can take, or you can take with this person or this situation. You want things to be at peace. Some of you guys may have some emotional uproars or upheavals that you may go through. Some of you guys may have emotional issues. You may have emotional health issues. And this has been ongoing for a very long time, depending on what you've gone through. Some of you, Scorpio, have gone through a lot of abuse, emotional, mental. Some of you guys have gone through physical abuse, sexual abuse, or you know someone who has gone through, or even substance abuse. So, or somebody who's gone through, some of you guys have gone through all of those abuses, or maybe there's someone you know who has gone through and experienced all of those abuses, okay? Or a number of them, if not just one. And that abuse and those traumas that has been created because of that abuse over time has caused you to create this emotional structure that can blow up at any given time, depending on how hurt or how uneasy you feel about someone or about a situation. Or this is someone that you're dealing with whose emotional structure has been built over time based on their traumatic experiences, where it can blow up. It's a ticking time bomb where they can blow up at any given time, depending on how they feel about you, depending on whether they feel attacked, whether they feel like they're going to be attacked. It's like someone is emotionally fragile. And you can say, no, I'm not emotionally fragile. Like, you know, I've been protecting myself. I've gone through this. I've gone through that. You're emotionally fragile, or that person is. There's somebody who's making it seem like, oh, no. Like, yes, you are emotionally fragile. You've been hurt. You've been abused. And the fact that you cannot speak freely, you cannot speak boldly and make that first step towards someone in love. And if this is a romantic partnership, if you can't step towards this person, be like, look, I like you. I want a relationship with you. And signs are clear, but you still are not being bold and making that first move. Or maybe you're not being bold and making the first move to cut somebody off because you're afraid that you're going to be alone. Like, that's some emotional fragility there. That's okay. That's what happens when you're traumatized. You start holding on too tightly to something, or you're so ready to drop everything, you know, so that you're safe. It's normal, you know, when it comes to abuse. It's normal when it comes to being traumatized over time, right? And so the universe is here with this Scorpio eclipse, with this Pluto retrograde, with Mercury's retrograde, is here to teach us, like, teach you specifically, Scorpio, sun and rising signs, that there is success here. There is belonging here. However, you need to not follow your emotions. You need to follow your gut. Follow what you want, truthfully, with awareness and mental health, emotional health. And that takes time. That takes a lot of time to build. But Scorpio, for you, Scorpio, sun and rising signs, the Scorpio eclipse and Pluto's retrograde is really going to just shove you. Like Scorpio, your energy when it comes to astrology, it just kind of shoves everybody into this tube, and they're just like, you just gonna go through. You're either gonna survive it or you ain't. You know, Scorpio doesn't care. And this is kind of the energy that your sign in the moon, the full moon, is bringing to the table for you. Okay, so don't see this as, oh my God, I'm losing everything and everything is going backwards. No, it's not. Trust me, it's moving forward. It's just that you're being squeezed through a tube here, and you just gotta let it happen. Okay, let it happen. You are protected. You're being looked after. Don't worry. You may be feeling a little bit sensitive right now, Scorpio, or a lot sensitive. That's okay. Do not let that sensitivity get you into trouble, okay? Do not allow your emotions or your emotional sensitivity cause you to be impulsive. That's what will get you into trouble. But I don't see any trouble here. Feels like trouble, but it's not. All right, Scorpio? So let's pull one more oracle message for you guys, Scorpio, sun and rising signs for the month of May 2023. For Scorpios, sun and rising signs for May 2023. Happiness. I love seeing it. There you go. You are able. Okay, what am I trying to say here? All I'm getting is you're capable of being happy. Because there could be those of you may feel like, no, I can't be happy. I have too many emotional issues. I have too many mental issues. I have too many traumas that I'm trying to break through and I can't. You may feel like your emotions and your mind have control over you. They don't. You have control over that. Scorpio, your sign, this, is here to help you, Scorpio. Pluto's here to help you and transform this energy. Give that energy to another wave of people. The more, Scorpio, you work through your traumas, people who haven't gone through trauma yet or who need to kind of go through some stuff and have a dark night of the soul, you got to give that away. Give it to the universe so it can present it to someone else who needs to learn a hard lesson. Okay, I'm not saying everybody has to learn hard lessons in the way that some of you may have, but when you work through your traumas, that means you give it up to the universe and you allow the universe to transfer that energy elsewhere for someone or something else, for another living being to experience it, or a wave of living beings to experience it. Because guess what? You're going to be a part of the next wave of living beings who experiences happiness, finally, okay, for the long term. The universe doesn't just pick one person and say, okay, we're just going to allow you to go through all of the traumatic experiences. No, you're a part of a group of people who are going through traumatic experiences. It's just that we are not connected to all those people in the world who are going through traumatic experiences, right? Just like when you're living happy in your own personal life, you don't necessarily realize that there are so many other people around you who are a part of your group of people in the world who are supposed to experience this happiness at that time or for the long term. You're a part of this new wave of people, this transference of energy. This is all about transmutation here. But energy is being transferred finally. So someone who has experienced this beautiful happiness, they've had to move on maybe to the next level of happiness or gone through another lesson in their life. And so it's now time for them to let go of that chapter and let you live that chapter. Am I making sense? Then we have surrender, like I said, giving it up, letting it go. Let go of the unhappiness. Let go of the emotional turmoil. Let go of the trauma. The trauma that you've gone through, the people who have abused you in the past, is not because you deserved it, necessarily, right? It's not because you're a bad person. It's because those people didn't want to face their own self, their own reflection. So they decided to put it on you, right? Give up that energy of trauma. Give up the energy of unhappiness, of emotional turmoil, of mental turmoil. Give it up, because it's not yours anymore. It's not. It was there for you for a time to learn from, Scorpio. Now it's time to move on. Give it up to the universe so it can give it to another group of people. How can the world learn when we constantly hold on to our experiences? Let it go. It's easier said than done. I know, trust me. Much easier said than done. But that is how energy works. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's recycled. Okay? It's recycled. So let your energy be recycled. Toss it away. Toss away the unhappiness. Toss away the discomfort. Toss away the anger. Let somebody else have it. Okay? They may need it more than you do. Okay? For whatever, for the reasons only the universe knows. It's not for you to know. Move on. Now is your time to belong to someone or to a group of people. Now is your time to belong to happiness. It's your time to be free. Emotionally, mentally, okay? Financially, whatever. Okay? Stop holding on to your emotions as if they belong. Like, I'm supposed to be angry. Like, these are my emotions. Yes, they are your emotions. Like, you're born with emotions, but why hold on to an experience? Like, if it's supposed to be gone, it's just supposed to be gone. If a friend is supposed to be gone and they don't belong to you no more because they're not shit, whatever, just let it go. Find new friends. If there's a breakup or there's somebody that the universe is blocking you from dating, just be like, all right, that's cool. There's somebody else out there that actually is going to, you know, accept me and embrace me as who I am, right? All right, so let's see what the tarot has to speak to you about Scorpio, Sun and Rising signs for May 2023. Spirit guides for Scorpio, Sun and Rising signs for May 2023. 3 cards from the top of the deck, Spirit guides. Let's see. Okay, so you have Gemini, Knight of Swords, another cardinal sign, another mutable sign. We have I look at this as Libra, but it could be Aquarius or Gemini. But I see this as more like Aquarius or Libra. The 6 of Swords, this is moving forward. So it's almost like you needing to rest your sword. Give your sword to someone else, right? 5 of Wands. Give it a rest. Some of you guys, maybe in the past, or maybe recently, you got into a fight. All right? Maybe there was a point in time where you were fighting, you know, to keep yourself afloat. You were doing the best that you can. Maybe you got into some trouble with the law for some of you. And then things calmed down. You moved on. You picked yourself back up, right? And then maybe there was another argument. You got into trouble again. And then the universe was like, okay, well, you know, pick yourself back up again. This is like, again, feeling like something is pushing you back instead of spurring you forward. So again, there may be those of you who feel like, okay, I've been fighting, then things calmed down. I feel like I got my life together. And then the 5 of Wands happened. You got into a fight with somebody. And then that just caused your brain to just feel so uneasy and feel like, wow, again, you know, I'm going through this again. But others of you have been fighting, your life finally calmed down, and then you finally feel, or the universe is trying to push you into a time in your life where you can finally let down your guard, where there is no more competition or feeling like you have to compete with others. This is very huge, you guys. You have the Moon card, Pisces, Cancer energy. Alright, you're being guided, you're being protected, you're being looked after. You don't see what's coming, you don't see what's in front of you, but that's the whole point. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to see. You're just supposed to accept. And that usually just first means accepting yourself as you are and just being at peace with that. You know, everybody else can figure it out for themselves later on their own. You know, it's not up to you to figure it out for everybody else. It's not up to you to try to figure out and strategize how to figure out how the world is coming at you. Just be at peace. It's like, yeah, the world's gonna come at me, but guess what? I've been there, done that. Right? You're a warrior, Scorpio. Some of you guys are really spiritual warriors, or physically, like, you've gotten into fights, you've been through it. Let's clarify these cards for you, Scorpio, Sun and Rising signs for the month of May 2023. One more time for Scorpio, Sun and Rising signs. Clarify these cards, Spirit guide. Let's see. All I can hear is give it a rest, Scorpio. Somebody is, you have a spirit guide or somebody maybe alive in your life who's like, give it a rest. Relax. There's nothing that you need to worry about. Yeah. You may have played the fool in the past. All right, but maybe not in the best possible way. You may have made some choices where it was just on a whim. You may have made a decision to get into a fight with somebody or to come after somebody without thinking because your emotions were up here and your brain was going crazy, you know, about the situation. And so you may have played the fool, but I think when you finally jumped off that cliff, you realize, oh, I should not have said that. You know, maybe by the time you realized that it was a bad idea, it was too late for some of you. Page of Wands, clarifying the Six of Swords. So yeah, there are those of you, you're being advised to move away from someone, like physically, mentally, or emotionally. You're being asked to just move towards a better mental state, a better emotional state. But others of you are moving physically away from someone. There's a friend, could be someone who's two-faced, a Gemini here, could be an Aquarius, could be a Leo, but there's some, maybe you're moving towards a Leo here that's going to really make you feel at peace. Could be a significant other or a family member or a friend, and you're moving away from an air sign here who really, they don't think before they speak. They don't think before they do things. They just do things on a whim. There could be somebody in your life like that, and they may have gotten you into trouble or almost did. Some of you guys, there is a mother figure here that you're leaving behind, or maybe if she's passed away, you're healing, you're coping. All right. There may be a sister that you're moving away from, or there is a female friend specifically for maybe a number of you. Then we have the Three of Pentacles. So some of you guys are actually going to collaborate with someone. You're going to move, maybe go away to college, go away for work, and you're going to end up collaborating with some people, maybe with some friends. Maybe you have some very creative friends or friends who are very success oriented or successfully driven, and your future is really bright with these people. You're moving away, or the universe is forcing you to move away from a place, a person, place, or thing, or person, people, places, and things that kind of got you into a bind here. It kind of got you into a situation where by the time you wanted to turn away, it was kind of too late. You kind of realized, wow, I already committed to this, you know, I already made this decision, you know, or you were around some people who got themselves into trouble and got you into trouble because they were not careful about how they reacted or what they said, and they messed around with the wrong people and got into trouble. Then we have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Yes, there's healing, there's new friendships, there's marriage, there is beautiful partnerships, okay? There is a bright future ahead of you. There's travel, there's school, there is pregnancy. There's so much ahead of you, Scorpio, Sun and Rising signs. Beautiful future. You choose. You decide if that is what, you know, well, I don't want to say you choose. You choose if you want to continue to suffer and remain stuck and afraid of the unknown, or are you going to make the choice to just surrender and accept your happiness and accept exactly what you desire, even if that means moving away to a brand new place that you've never been to before, around people that you've never met before, and then cultivating brand new relationships in that environment. You choose. All right, Scorpio, Sun and Rising signs. Much love and light to all of you. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, Scorpio.